So current situation is that I have a leak in my ceiling. I'm guessing that it's coming through one of the brackets for my solar panels. Getting a fair amount of rain, so that's not awesome. You can kind of see that there's like water. There's like water driplets coming out of the ceiling from about here. If I stick my fingers between the ceiling and my ceiling panel, it's fairly wet up there, and then it's dripping down into my bowl here. And I guess it also missed the bowl because now it's getting my cushion wet. So this is not ideal. I really wish that I had put more thought into how to seal up those brackets on the roof. I thought I was going to be able to get like sealant around the whole bracket, and I was not able to do that. So that's probably why I'm getting water in my ceiling, but it's not cool. Kind of freaks me out because water, electric, wood, all that's not good. And I don't want my trailer to be ruined. So we're going to have to figure that one out. Trailer life. So after multiple attempts to try and get some sealant around the back of my brackets, it just was not working. So I decided the best thing to do would be to take my solar panels up, and then I'm going to be putting some sealant around the screws, silicone, and then also some lap sealant underneath all the brackets. So hopefully it'll go better this time. It's what I wish I would have done in the beginning. So I was able to scrape up the lap sealant that I put around the brackets originally, but as you see, like right here, I couldn't get that sealant all the way around the back of the bracket. So I pulled all these up. Now I can make sure that these are still tight too, which is good. And then we'll go ahead and put some silicone around the screws and underneath here and put her back down. So I put a bead of silicone into each of the little screw holes right here, so that when I put it on top, that'll go down into the hole and hopefully seal up where the screws are. And then I took lap sealant and I made sure to make a whole barrier, filled it in a little bit, and the bracket will go right on top of there and hopefully create a nice waterproof seal. I think I found which bracket that the water might be getting in. When I took the screws out, it looks like kind of wet wood down in there, and then the screws are actually kind of rusted as well. So I think it's actually this back panel, which is surprising since the water makes it all the way down to about right there where it's coming out in the ceiling. So that's concerning. So I went from Iowa, which was nice and pretty cool. It was like 60s mostly, and then I get here across South Dakota and it's hot as crap. It's like 95, and so I got all my little fans going, ceiling fans. My face is pretty red. It's according to my lag monitor, it's like 93 degrees in here. So this is my first time like really being hot inside the trailer, and like it sucks, but honestly it's in some way bearable just because of the fans that I have going. So like as long as the air is kind of moving, it's not terrible. I'm hoping that once the sun goes down, the temperature will also go down. So this is the trail that I just backed the trailer down in on top of a mountain in Wyoming. There wasn't anywhere to turn around once I got to where I'm parked, so I decided that I would turn around up here and then back down this trail. You can kind of see pulled into the weeds. The ground's uneven. Took a few tries to get there, but we got her done, and it's just a beautiful place to stay. I'm so excited. Ranger just went off into the woods and came back with this bone. He's having a good time with it. So I have been looking at each of my camp spots to find a good 2 trees to set up my hammock. It's something I have not been able to do yet, but I'm so excited to be able to try it out this time. I think I found 2 trees that are going to be perfect. There's one right here and then one over there, and they look like they're going to be spaced out right. It's in the shade. There is some kind of like twiggy brush underneath it, but it's not that big of a deal. Once I get in it, it'll be no big deal. So I have this Trek Light hammock and the hammock straps, and it says it's a double hammock, big enough for 2, perfect for you. So there's only one of me, but there is Ranger. I don't think he's gonna want to be in it with me. That probably wouldn't work out well. I'm gonna go ahead and see how hard it is to set this up. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so hi buddy. Thank you, bud. Good boy. Look at. Oh yeah. You wanna go in the hammock with mama? Okay, come here. Come here. Are you gonna come up? So I got this little Dutch oven. It's a 2-quart Dutch oven. I figured that's as big as I really won't need it right now as far as the space I have, but I want to try and make sourdough. I fed my starter yesterday, so it's nice and bubbly and ready to go. I'm going to make the dough here in the morning, and then this evening, if it doesn't rain again, I'm going to try and make a fire so I can cook it. So I'm going to do half of my recipe, and that should make a nice size loaf that I can try and cook in that little Dutch oven. It looks like it came together really well. So I'm gonna let it rise. I'm gonna stretch and pull it a few times to get it to rise a little bit better. and we're gonna hope for the best. Because my sourdough needs to be stretched every half hour for the first 2 hours, and I wanted to go hiking, I took it in the car with me so that I could babysit it. Looks like it's catching. I got my Dutch oven sitting there just so it can warm up, and I'll continue to feed the fire till we have enough coals so I can bake that sourdough. So my sourdough has been rising for about 8 hours now, and she's looking pretty good. Got good bubbles, and you usually use like a piece of parchment paper in your Dutch oven to put the bread on. I don't have any parchment paper with me, so I did have a brown paper bag. So I think that's what I'm gonna use. I think I might put like a little bit of oil on it just to make sure that it doesn't like stick. I think that sounds like a good idea. We might try that. And the stove's pretty sticky. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour. Let's see here. I'm so excited to do this. Keeping an eye on the fire outside. I'm letting it die down so that I have a bunch of good coals. My biggest concern is actually that it will burn on the bottom, but we will see. I'm gonna try and get her on the paper here. There we go. Ooh, okay. I'm trying to stretch it so that it's pretty taut on top so I can score it and it'll keep its shape. That looks pretty good. So it's not super taut, but I'll just kind of score it on top. I would have liked to get it a little bit better, but I'm sure it'll taste good. I don't think I'm gonna get too fancy with it, but what I do want to do, I have this Texas Salt Company garlic salt. I love this Texas Salt Company. They do smoked salts, they do smoked black peppers, they have an espresso finishing salt. They're just so good. And so I'm gonna try and use this garlic finishing salt on top because I think that will give it some really neat flavor. I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that on top. All right, she is ready to go in. I really wish it was a little bit holding up a little bit better, but it's still gonna taste good. So I'm gonna take this outside. I think my coals are just about ready. I'm gonna put this in my Dutch oven that has been preheating, and we'll go from there. Top. You want it to be like an oven so that the heat will be on top and on bottom. So I'm gonna let that cook probably for like 20-25 minutes, and then I'll check it and see where we're at. I'm so excited to see how it turns out. So it's been about 20 minutes. Off and check it. Oh my god, that looks so good! The top is getting crusty. It feels like it's still a little doughy inside, so I'm gonna put it back on. Here is my finished bread. I put it back in the fire for about another 10 minutes or so. The bottom, I do have some paper stuck here still. I'm gonna have to look out for when I cut it. The bottom got a little bit crispy here, but otherwise, like, it's not completely charred or anything. It's just a little bit extra dark here. Overall, it came out really well. I'm so excited. It smells so good. I can't wait to try this. Alright, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's slightly doughy in the center, but overall, like, it's cooked pretty well. I'm so happy with that for the first time in the Dutch oven, making sourdough from start to finish on the road. Butter on here. Oh my goodness. Fresh hot bread on the road. This is it right here. So Ranger and I have been doing a bunch of hiking the last few days, and we're definitely not close to any sort of Planet Fitness or anything like that where I could take a shower. I highly recommend getting a Planet Fitness or some type of gym membership where they have locations all over the country. You can shower there whenever you want, and you also can get a good workout in before your shower. So that's something I really like to do. Like, I try to plan that halfway through my drive. So I'll do the first half of my drive, stop at Planet Fitness, get a good workout in, get my body moving, take that shower, and then I'll finish the rest of my trip. And it works out pretty well. I like it. Here though, I don't have that option. So what I like to do, sometimes you can find like a stream or something you can use that's just deep enough for you to clean yourself off and splash that water on you. If not, like, I'm up in the mountains right now, so I have this beach box, and it's really cool. It is insulated, so if you want to keep your water like hot or cold, that works out well. And then it's also got this really cool sprayer on it. So the line coils up, so you have a lot of line, but it's not like all over the place. And then it's got a sprayer on it, like a hose basically. So you can choose shower, mist, center, jet, flat, and it works pretty well. All you have to do is fill it up with water, and then you're gonna pump it to pressurize it. And then when it feels like you can't pressurize it anymore, you just lock that down and you're ready to go. And then after a little while, you're gonna have to pressurize it a little bit more, but it works really well. The other thing I do have is this foam mat. It is by Clean Ocean Designs, and it's just a really lightweight like foam mat. You can put it on the ground and it gives you something to stand on, so you can still like wash your feet and you're not standing in dirt and you're not getting any kind of things like stuck to your feet. It's just a really nice thing to have. I've got all my toiletries in this bag here. It zips open. I can hang it from a tree and just grab all my stuff out of it. That felt so good.